Hello there, Racing 393. And as the title suggests, this is the video after the main video of my feedback and, as I said on there, synopsis. Now there's a word, I like that word. But some feedback on what on the car, any damage, going into a bit more detail, any adjustments that I did it work, did it not work, were they needed? Is it me? Is it the car? So on and so forth. So, on my journey through my LMP, well, at the moment, summer racing, I'm hoping to race every 2 weeks. It might not be that often. I'll do it as often as I can. Hopefully, learning along the way with perhaps even more of an understanding of things afterwards. These videos won't be that long. The main video, or the main videos, will somewhere between 30 and 45 minutes, because it includes a before, a during, and sort of immediately after. This is once I've sat down and had a look at the car, looked at the times, assessed, measured any damage, repairs, any expenditure. I'll try and put this down in a much smaller video. Having said that, I don't know how long it will be. I'm hoping roughly 20 minutes maybe, with some just important information for anyone that's sort of watching this series. So yeah, sit back and enjoy my feedback.
So first off, apologies for the sun, it's coming through at a weird angle, but anyway, here we are. The aftermath, the after the event. So where should I start? It's not a huge amount to go through, and I'm going to also use my handheld camera just to show you a bit of close up. So no issues. Body shell was alright. I really have patched it up here. It has got damage. It's got like a small crack there, for example, which I sort of repaired, but I'll do that again. But there's no more damage on it than what there was before. It's a bit knackered at the back there. I'll have a look at that again, if I'm honest, because both of these have sort of split now, so the other side has come apart. But this is a super rad competition body shell, and I've got another one that you've probably seen in a previous video, but for now I'm going to keep using either one of them two, keep them consistent. So start off with the tyres. Tyres were trued on my proper truer up there, and I must admit it's probably the biggest improvement for the car from my noob driving experience. I'm going to measure these in a second to see what they've worn to. They could be a bit too worn. They're a little bit chunked, but it's not to the point where you wouldn't be able to use them. A very light skim, in my opinion, they'd probably go again. Right, I've got my notes here, but also somewhere along here, there we go, I've got my tyre sizes. So I think first off, we should check those. So let me just get my calipers. Probably overkill, but anyway. Left front 41.23. that's what this one was. 41.23. This is going to be a very light grip. like that. 40.24. So they've definitely worn. Well, they're going to wear, aren't they? Not. Oh, they've worn. So I'm going to write down what they've gone down to. So that's 40.24. Ironically, it's about a mil left front. Whilst we're here, left rear, that rhymes. 41, this one, 38. Let's check that. .35. Another mil. That's consistent, which is good, I suppose. 40.35. Let's check this one. You can guess what that one is. Well, you'd have to guess, you should know, shouldn't you? That one, 40.39, was 41.18. So you're still looking about, give or take, plus or minus a mil, just over. Right, turn the car around, but this one, right rear, well, that one must be, that one's really worn, but this one I think was lower anyway. Big spanners, I can't get in there. Gripping a bit too much. There you go. Oh. That was 41.40. Right rear, 40.18. So it's definitely, I'm not going to do the right height, but the right height was definitely too low, because you can probably see that. Maybe it's all like scuffed. It is only rubber from the carpet, but it's running too low. So the ride height will need to be changed, but we'll do that as part of my next meeting. It's pretty good that you're racing at the same place, because you can keep things, you know, uniform, I suppose. This has got a mind of its own. This what turns itself on for no reason, just to waste the battery. Right. So yeah, all I did, I set this. It's got a slight movement. I've got some droop spacers. Not sure if they'll fit this though, but they might. Should do, shouldn't they? They must fit in that little hole there. Don't know. It's for the Eclipse 5. Don't know if it'll. If it's anything different between the Eclipse 5 and 4, which is this one. It's got a shorter chassis on the 5. I think there are a few other little minor tweaks, but I don't know what they are. The gearing seemed alright. I know there's probably room for improvement there, but at the moment that isn't a problem. All the wiring stayed on this time, which was excellent. So we've done that. Now I'm going to move over to the handheld camera so that I can show you something close up, which was a problem, and then we'll go through some of the findings on the actual race meeting, which I've got here, and what I changed. So run the handheld. I've got to remember not to go too close, because this camera's really rubbish, and I'll move back to the camera in a minute. So let me just move the car. So one of the biggest problems I had, what I need is something to point with other than my fat ass finger. So these, not sure what this is called. Well, it's a brace, isn't it? Is it like an axle? Not an axle, bottom, I don't know, what would you call that? I should know. These, that one, and that one, and that one, and that one. Now they do have an O-ring rim. You can see there, if you look, this one's proud, like sticking up. So is that one. There. That one isn't, or no, it's not. See, it's sort of down, it's come loose. And so is that one. So if I push the suspension down from there, see, look at that. Look at that. That is ridiculous. This got a really, on the video, it got a really hard front end whack, which actually kept breaking. Well, it wasn't that only time, it was multiple times. The screws that in here kept snapping, and that's pulled through. There should be an O-ring on that. To be honest, I don't think that's going to stop it going through there. But it's pulled through. So that means I was told you've got to glue them. What? What do you mean I've got to glue them? I'm sort of looking, I'm not moving the camera. So yeah. So when you do the suspension, I'll just do it from this side, just by pushing it down on here. It's sort of doing that and that, so that's a real problem. I think that's bad design if that's what happens, but it seems to be a common problem because people race Schumachers know about it. I didn't. I do now. That was another problem. The other thing, I just want to show you something. Look how freaking low that is. I don't even see that. I can barely. I mean, it's not even on a flat plate. Let me just move that. There. I don't even know. I've not even got that there. I don't even know what that would be. Looking at that, nothing. It's on the floor. It's on the deck. Look, if I move that, especially the front, so it is too low, which we knew anyway. So I've got to change the rear spacers. I've got spacers here as well, so I've got to strip this down anyway and have a look at this. I might buy another one of these, or I think I might even have one, don't know, but try and repair that one, I suppose. Yeah, was there any other problems? I don't think so. I don't know if you can see the underside clearer. Let me have a show you. Let me have a look. Come on, fingers and thumbs. Yeah, you can see it better there in the light. See that? And that's the side that's really low. It's too low, isn't it? That's going to make a difference. And it wouldn't be allowed to be run at BRCA level. Plus, if any of these screw heads come out, it can rip the carpet. So I've definitely got, that does come off, it's just a rubber mark. So yeah, running it too low, well, it ended up too low. I can't think what else, I'm just trying to think. Look at my notes. Right, I'm going to go back to the normal camera. Right, we're back on the other camera. So the tyres, I'm going to sort of skim the tyres again and do the ride heights. And this definitely needs repairing on the front, because obviously that's not right. I need to get O-rings or somehow glue these in. I can see the O-rings here and they're all perished. So I'll have to get onto Schumacher and find out what they are. They shouldn't be too difficult. I think I do need another sort of front bumper. It's split there, it doesn't really matters. But anyway, nothing else really to report car wise there. So let's have a look. I'm just looking down my notes before I sort of go through stuff. So the main problem was these screws here that are underneath, snapping the heads. I don't know why. These are titanium. I do get a lot of screws that snap. Speaking to Schumacher, they're a bit confused why, but I always do, and they're not over tightened. I've got on the O-rings and super glue. Super glue, I spoke to someone who had Schumacher chassis. He seemed to know what he was doing. He was going really quick, and he did mention the super glue, so that's something. A spacer fell out, which I've got in my bag there. Not quite sure where it came from. Somewhere underneath the front here, so when they take this all off, I'll find that out. I did realise I run those 8,000. I could show you. Let me just show you what I run. So that's my racing pack. I've labelled it both the same, so that's why I put 1 and 2 on it. And also underneath, I've put when I put them into storage charge. It's just so that I know. So that's what I run: 8,800 milliamp hour, 120C, 3.8 volt, 33 WH. Not sure what that means. If you can let me know what that is. But for club level, maybe not BRCA, but that certainly wouldn't matter to me anyway. I didn't realise this, but I did for qualifying 3 and from qualifying 2. I didn't charge the battery again, and also I didn't do it for the final either. So I did this 3 8-minute races without charging, which I thought, I don't know why I didn't think of that. I did mention it to someone, and they all do the same, even the minis. I'm not sure LMP people or drivers do it, but what I also realised, someone said to me, and it's really obvious now I think about it, instead of charging it, peak charge it, just to top it up. And I'll be honest, I haven't found that setting on my charger, but as it happens, for what I need it for, nevertheless at the moment, at least it did 3, but it would have done, I did it on 2. Also for Q3, just look with my rubbish writing, I only softened the front tyres. I left the back, and it really turned in, but then this had come up, so it had like the kingpin inclination would have been technically way back, which would have made it turn more. So I had real, I don't know if it was a tyre, it still handled, so I just juiced the front tyres, and it was only 3/4 of it. I didn't do it all. They're not super glued on the edges here. If you're getting grip roll or too much grip, tend to super glue the edges. I didn't do it this time. Car is very softly sprung all round. In the final, I put juice on all the tyres. So I was actually putting on the timing. So I did sort of work out that initially I kept it 20 minutes. 20 minutes putting the juice on, letting it soak in, and then wiping it off. And I just left it at that. I kept that consistent. Seemed to work. Yeah, so in Q3 the front brace was loose. That was a problem. Too much front grip, but it wasn't. It had more grip, but it was more like it was this, to be honest. P1. So when I first went up, it still pushes under power, but I think that's a technique rather than a problem. Having said that, they're all powering out of the corners a lot, and I don't think my car would do that. So it's definitely something I need to look at. It probably wasn't helping that it was too low. There's a few things I need to do. I've got some other notes. So yeah, I've got let's say 20 minutes treatment, full rear, 3/4 front. I kept that the same. There's no point changing that. And that was about it. So these front wheels have been used twice. I reckon I'll get another brace out of them, maybe. The backs, I think they've been used 3 times now. So when I go out again, these will be 3 times use. That'll be 4. Maybe it is too much. You know, when I'll try and skim these so that what they do, try and get them more equal and get the right height. So I'll take the spacers out when I'm fiddling around with the front. I'm going to keep the gearing the same. I want to sort that out as well, because that's the aerial comes out. If that snaps, we're knackered. So I'm gonna sort that out. My hands in the way. It might want tracking a little bit. It was tracking to one side, but not much. It was just one bleep on the trim, and that seemed alright. Everything seemed okay. I didn't even oil this centre shock. I left it to where it was. I think it was, what did I put in this? 1200 or 50? I can't remember. I'm pretty sure I wrote that down somewhere. The side dampers, I took the ends off, cleaned them, put 12,000 K or weight oil in the side. I'm pretty sure that was 15 when I last did it. I should look at my notes, I can't remember. Oh, there we go. Oh, no. So the centre damper was 15, and I'd run 7 in the side, and I put 15 in the side. I don't know, that's probably going to make a big difference, isn't it? That's a massive, that's twice as much. I mean, I was driving better, but maybe that's the reason why the car wasn't handling. Maybe 15 is too much. So maybe I'll try, go back to what their standard setting, so 15 in this one and 7 in the side. That's sort of Schumacher standard. I'll go back to that. I couldn't remember what I was running, but never mind. So conclusion, well, I was more consistent. There were issues which I seem to have identified. Body shell is okay, it's not torn to pieces. I didn't hit as much. I think that's that spring at the back. There's a bit of free play there, and there shouldn't be, should there? Which I didn't realise. Like I said, I've got spacers, or I could wind that down a little bit. So we'll have a look at that as well. So all in all, it was pretty successful, if I'm honest. I'm trying to... I think I've lost my other pen. Also, I dropped all the tyre softener on myself, which annoyed me. So I've got another tub of that. I'll get another spare one. It's just Spider Blue. That's all I use for this. Don't know when the next race meeting will be. It just depends on time, to be honest. So I'll get it ready. There'll be another video on my sort of build up to that, but it won't, you know, be fairly repetitive. But I'll just keep it brief on what I'm doing. Got another motor that I can use. It seems, when I looked at everyone's motor, they seem to use in this particular motor, but I don't think it's gonna make a lot of difference to me at the moment. There's a few things I've got to get and sort out for this: the front end, ride height, set up for the back pod, skim the tyres, tidy them up, and get that set right again so it's not as low. Put the correct oil in the dampers, and we'll try again. But we'll keep it not far off from what it was literally at now, to try and sort of improve it as I go along. Right. That's it. The sun is out, the sky's blue. There's chemical trails to spoil the view, but it's not raining yet. Right, I'm going to go. I'll see you for the next round very soon. Please like, subscribe, join the channel. to get notified of when I next do another race meeting. Any sort of feedback, tips, advice, greatly welcomed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. And goodbye for now.